jets and eject themselves or fly over to Malta, these sort of escape methods, you might say, or rejecting the regime. Do you think we'll see more and more of that?
I think we will. Definitely we will, because we have seen that opposition to Gaddafi's regimes has been increasing over the last few days. More senior politicians and diplomats, military officers will defect him in the next few days.
What do you make of the fact that we're getting reports of cities and areas in the west near to Tripoli now becoming, you might say, Gaddafi-free areas?
Yes, and it basically they're following the liberalization of Tripoli, of Benghazi and the eastern area, and the fact that Gaddafi no longer controls these particular areas will serve only to encourage people closer to Tripoli itself, with the support from the people in the eastern region, to move on Tripoli, and that doesn't surprise me at all.
And of course we're seeing this major effort by the international community to rescue their own citizens in one form or another. We've got Egypt and Tunisia on either side expecting large numbers of people to come through their borders, and of course a very large Mediterranean coastline where Turkey, Italy, the United Kingdom, or everybody trying to get ships in there to get their people out.
That tells you how serious the situation is and how bloody it will be, or it might be, in the next couple of days or weeks.
OK, well, there for the moment, Yusuf Bouandal, thank you very much for joining us. Of course, you'll be following events for us throughout the day here on Al Jazeera.
Thank you.
Well, to New Zealand now, where police are saying 98 people are known to have died after a powerful earthquake. And they say there are grave concerns for more than 200 people who are still missing. Tanya Page reports now from Christchurch.
Christchurch's iconic cathedral may now be a tomb for several people who it's believed were trapped inside. From the air, the wounds inflicted by Tuesday's earthquake run deep. With the arrival of hundreds of international rescue workers, this has become a huge operation, but the death toll is expected to rise.
Now we've got the capability of going out and doing searches in areas where there may still be people trapped that hitherto in smaller numbers that hitherto we haven't been able to address. So that's the first thing, and of course that will spread right across the city into the suburbs and areas such as that we haven't had the resources to do so far.
If you come into the suburbs, you realise just how widespread the damage is. This row of shops behind me survived September's earthquake, but now they've been ruined. And in a country where many people own small businesses, this sort of damage could ruin livelihoods. We found Lynn McKinney packing up her shop, but she's determined this won't be the end.
Definitely moving to new premises and, re-establishing my business. Got too much to lose. It's still a wonderful city. I know there's just absolute devastation in town.
The earthquake's effects were felt from coast to coast. 30 million tonnes of ice from the Tasman Glacier was sliced off. But closer to the epicentre, people are trying to get their lives back to normal. Basic services and supplies have been cut. Water, sewage and electricity has been severed in parts of the city, and fuel supplies have been running short. The central city is now a restricted zone. One of its tallest buildings, the Grand Chancellor Hotel, is expected to collapse, further hampering rescue efforts in the worst affected area. Tanya Page, Al Jazeera, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Like other recent uprisings, the web is playing an important role. Our web desk is keeping an eye on it.
Well, the internet might be down or at least severely restricted in Libya, but the story is still making its way out of the country. I'll have the latest of online content.
Also, the violent confrontations in Greece as anti-austerity protesters fight running battles with the police. Stay with us.
Welcome back to your international weather forecast. Well, across the United States over the next couple of days, we're going to see a combination of weather. First, in the southeastern part of the United States, we could see some severe weather. Take a look at the forecast map. We have a cold front pushing down from the north, and this is going to be bringing some heavy rain showers, thunderstorms, the possibility of hail, as well as tornadic activity, possibly from Thursday night as we go into Friday. Then over towards the west, a lot of snow in the forecast. Look at this. Snow from California, Utah, as well as Colorado, even some heavy rain showers showers down to parts of Los Angeles over the next couple of days. As we make our way a little further to the south in parts of the Caribbean as well as Central America, we're going to be seeing some very heavy rain showers along that eastern coastline. We've seen a lot of rain over the last couple of days, localized flooding for Costa Rica, Nicaragua, as well as Guatemala. But as you take a look towards the north, Cuba, as well as Jamaica, looking quite fine, and those temperatures are in the mid to high 20s. We are going to be seeing a mix of weather across parts of Europe. Over here towards the west, the winds are going to be coming out of the southwest. The winds are going to be bringing those milder temperatures in. Take a look at those highs that we expect on Thursday. 14 degrees for London, 12 for Paris, and also down towards the Iberian Peninsula. Not looking too bad, but still extremely cold out towards the east.
He's taken stolen goods and he's now dumping them onto the world without any sort of consideration for consequences.
From people making the news.
If the North will be saved a lot of trouble, I think it is important that they should come together.
To those it affects.
We do accept that.
Behind the headlines.
Most South Koreans are not interested in reunification.
Is the inside story. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back to Al Jazeera. Reminder of our top stories here. Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi appears to be losing control of territory in Libya. Protesters are reported to have taken control of towns as far west as Misrata, around 120 kilometres from the capital, Tripoli. President Barack Obama says the US is looking at the full range of options on how to deal with the crisis. He's repeated his message to Gaddafi that the violence must stop. 92 people are now known to have died in the earthquake in New Zealand, according to Prime Minister John Key. Rescue teams are looking for as many as 300 people that are still missing. Well, with communications to Libya disrupted, once again, the internet and its numerous social media websites have played a prominent role in getting images and information out of the country. My colleague Tarek is at the web desk with some of those details. Tarek.
Well, thanks. So, with military and paramilitary forces appearing to give up the fight, at least against the protesters in some areas, footage is emerging of what's been left behind. This video, posted to the web, is claimed to have been filmed at Benghazi airport. The unidentified men in the clip say it shows an armoured personnel carrier used by what they say were foreign mercenaries, drinking alcohol and taking drugs. Ammunition and military uniforms, as well as countless spent shells, appear to have been left behind. Well, in the last few days, internet access in Libya has been severely restricted, but an increasing amount of information is coming online via third parties. The first video was sent to us from a viewer in the Netherlands. He claims to have got it from a friend in Libya. It says it was filmed on Monday around 6 in the evening in Nourfleen area of Tripoli. Well, shots can be heard and the men in uniform are seen firing their guns. The man who filmed